Hello everyone and welcome back to Technically Unsure, where I'm not really sure what I'm doing technically.
What am I doing?
So I know I haven't been around for a while now. I was away for like, I don't know, 1.5 months I guess. And when I came back, I was playing catch up with everything I missed. So anyway, long story short, here I am. So hopefully I will try to now get back to the previous state of me posting videos every here and there. So yeah, let's hope so. Fingers crossed. So that being said, I know because of the delay, I'm going to be late to the party for this review, but regardless, I am going to show you guys this amazing mini computer that I received. I'm sure you guys are gonna appreciate and love it. So let's get right into it. So today's video, we are going to take a look at the Minisforum, and I have one specific plan and project for this specific Minisforum computer. I have a bunch of their products and they are all being used for different purposes. I have a special one for this one. So this bad boy comes with an Intel Core Ultra 9 processor. Specifically, this particular model is 285H1, which is a 16-core, 16-thread processor. We're going to cover all that stuff, but in terms of pricing, it seems like they sent me 32GB 1TB version. It's going to be like $879. I appreciate that, Minisforum, thank you, but I had a bunch of, RAM and SSD around, so I don't really need. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So this one, as it says right here, it's an Ultra 9 processor, 285H, 285H, whatever you want to call it, Intel Arc 140T GPU, 32GB RAM, and 1TB SSD, which I will probably upgrade. And just so you know, this is a DDR5 RAM, and I think the one that comes in here, it's probably 5600. We're going to take a look at it, but it can go up to 6400 megahertz if you replace the RAM. I think maybe the one they shipped already comes with that performance, but we're going to take a look at it. So first, let me just unbox it. I opened a little bit, but I really didn't unbox it, so I don't know what is in there. So we're going to take a look at it together. Okay, so you get this beautiful small computer. Okay, what else is in the box? There's the usual manual and warranty information. There's the power supply. Let's take a look at it. Output is 19 volt 6 amps, so 120 watt max. And there is also HDMI cable, and there's the Mickey Mouse power cord thingy right there. Okay, and VESA mount stuff. Okay, so you can mount this behind your monitor, so it's not really visible. And finally, let's see what is in there. Oh, this is the adapter. I keep seeing these more and more in mini computers, especially high-end ones like Minisforum mini computers. So what this can do is it will basically turn your M.2 slot into the Oculink. I think it is included. Yeah, I don't think they just included it for me. So yeah, this is standard Oculink connector. And in terms of I/O, these two are USB Type A, USB 3.2 Gen 2, two of them. There's USB 4 port right over here, so you can connect very powerful, fast storage, or maybe even eGPU. I'm gonna see. And there's the headphone jack over here, factory reset, and the indicator power button over here. And in the back, we have another USB 4 port. I believe this is a USB 2 port. It's the Type A again. And then there is this HDMI display port, Oculink, but as it is covered, yeah, I think, yep, correct. So it's hollow and it's empty. So if you want to use this port, this adapter that was included, so you'll have to dedicate one of the PCIe Gen 4 slots that are in this mini PC, and this will pop out right over here, and then you will have access to Oculink. And yes, as you can see right over here, the Ethernet is 2.5, which is awesome. And this is the power connector. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I think, yes, I don't need to remove these foots, so just easy to remove. So let me take care of that real quick. Okay, those are very, very long screws, and let's take a look at it. Okay, don't apply too much pressure, but yes, because of the thermal pads, you have to apply a little bit pressure because they are sticky. So what is in here? So let me take a look at it. I don't want to remove really anything, just the RAM. I want to take it off. Yep, there we go. Okay, so the RAM that's included is 5600 and 16GB times 2. So you get the 32GB RAM. That's what they 100%. And that's also what is on their website listed as the option where you can buy it with RAM and storage. And this is the 1 terabyte, also very high quality. This is Kingston NVMe SSD. As you can see, there is the other NVMe SSD slot, which you can use it for additional NVMe storage, and you can add like 4 terabyte and replace this, I think, but maybe not, because what I'm seeing here is already labeled with what is written on this. So I'm going to test, in either case, I'm going to test it with storage. I think, yeah, why not? Why it shouldn't work? Yeah, I'm gonna add a storage in here, not the ArcuLink, but yep, that's kind of like this. You have to a little bit like that, and there you go. Okay, as you can see now, we have the ArcuLink port now visible, as you can see there. Okay, now you can use the ArcuLink port. But as I said earlier, I am going to replace both NVMe SSDs with some pre-installed ones of my own, and we are going to try various operating systems on this. As I said, this is a 16-core processor, right? It's very, very powerful. 6 of those are performance cores, 8 are efficient cores, and 2 are low power efficient cores, and total threads is 16, and max turbo clock is 5.4 gigahertz. I think efficient core max turbo frequency is 4.5. So low power efficient core max turbo is 2.5. Doesn't matter. So overall, it is very powerful and does have like a 24 megabyte cache, right? And the processor's base power is 45 watts, and it can turbo and go up to 115 watts. So this 120 watt adapter should be sufficient and should be able to basically handle it. Yeah, we'll see. All that being said, give me a couple of minutes. Let me install NVMe SSDs in here for different operating systems, and let's take it for a spin. I want to see its performance and throw a couple things at it, see how it does. I will be right back. All right, so we are back, and as you can see, I am booted into Windows 11 and I did a bunch of tests, and you can already see the CPU Z score on the screen. Let's just call that 9000. And when you are idle in Windows and not really running many applications, it is idling around 18 to 19 watts. Sometimes goes to 20. Just wanted to show you guys that. First impression, extremely quiet. I just have to say that. I was running all sorts of benchmarks and it didn't really make a lot of noise, like fan noises or whatever. So it's very, very quiet. If you put it behind your monitor, you can forget about it. You're not gonna hear anything from this device. Okay, so as you can see here also, there is the Intel Arc 140 GPU, and I showed you around the cores and all that stuff. Okay, now this is the CPU Z score, and we can compare that. While that is loading, I will show you also Crystal Disk. This is basically the limitation of my NVMe SSD, and whatever my NVMe SSD, these are the caps of my NVMe SSD. So that being said, we are here very 9000. If you call it, it's very close to i9 13900KS. CPU Z says benchmark, but yeah, take it with a grain of salt. CPU Z, you guys told me about it. I don't really use it that much, but I am just doing the test. Here is the Cinebench 2024 score, which is 668. It's sitting right over here below Apple's M1 Max, right around 791. This is 670. So yeah, something around that. Just another benchmark I just wanted to show you. And also finally, the 3D Mark score, which is 9564, and that's the score for CPU profiling test. Okay, so hopefully I covered a bunch of important ones for you guys to know. One thing I just wanted to always test with the CPU is how well it does with like games. Again, this is a mini computer. It's literally called AI, so I don't really think it's a great idea to play heavy games on this. I don't think it's really built for gaming, but it's not going to stop anyone from gaming on it, right? So that being said, I am going to run a bunch of tests and see how it does. So give me a couple of minutes. Let me launch the Euro Truck simulator first, and then we try other games as well. All right, so we are back, and I want to show you guys the resolution and the settings. I put it in the 1080p, and it's on the Ultra currently. And as you can see, when the game starts, it is sluggish, and it's using like 50 56 watts, but it's like 17, 18 frames per second, as you can see on the screen. So not really playable on the Ultra, but if we just go a notch lower, basically high, it's still very, very good, but we just have to go with high, okay? If we go back to the game, you will see that it goes to 55 and 54, and you can see the resolution. It's perfect, and it's smooth. It's almost 60 frames per second, and yeah, absolutely you can play it like this. And it's very smooth, very high quality. You can see the textures and everything is rendering well. It's 62 watts, and there is no problem whatsoever, okay? So I just wanted to show you one good example, which is that Euro Truck game. Okay, so we are in RoboCop game, and it is using upscaling from Intel as well, and the resolution is 4K 2160p, I would say, and the quality is balanced, and this is auto, so I let it do the benchmark, and the game decided this is the best settings for my system, which is this, right? And as you can see, it's running at 71 watt now, and a little bit hot, not much, a little bit hot, okay? And if I go back to the game, you are going to see that it is running under 38, 37, 38 frames per second, okay? So it is very smooth. It's definitely playable, as you can see, and that's the frame rate you will get with the medium and benchmark. Yeah, you can absolutely play RoboCop on this, as you can see here. It's not really that bad. You see, there's some stutters when you move too fast, but yeah, this is definitely, I mean, I think I can play this as is like this. It's not really high frame, I know, 35, 36, but it is playable, okay? I just wanted to show you guys that as well. Okay, I think it's enough with the Windows and the benchmarks and the games. Let's go to Linux and take a look at it there. And give me a couple of minutes, let me reboot, and I will be right back. Okay, so we are in Ubuntu now, and this is the Neo Fetch, as you can see, and this is the Ubuntu 24, and this is AI series, okay, from the Minisforum. And I want to show you a couple of numbers. First of all, I did the stress NG test, and this number almost, you know, a little bit shy of 1 million. For this device, I'm going to say this is extremely, extremely impressive. I just want to show you also the power consumption, so you can see when the test is running, it's actually not getting anywhere near the 120 watts or the TDP of the CPU or whatever, right? It's not exceeding 90 watts. So under 90 watts, I don't think I have ever seen in a single mini computer to get 900,000 in this 30-second matrix prod test from stress NG. So this is a first to me. I just wanted to show you guys that. Yeah, so it's again very close. All right, so that's one. And maybe it didn't because the LLM stuff. Anyway, I just want to show you another thing as well. So I ran the Llama 3.1, the base version, the 4.9 gigabyte version, okay? And the eval rate is 43 tokens per second. Like, it's extremely, extremely fast. I just want to do it again so just you can see it live. I just did a small test, so yeah, you can see the power consumption as well live. So it's like 70 watts. It's not capping it, and you can see the speed. It's very fast. It's like 70 watts, as you can see. So eval rate is crazy, 43 tokens per second, and you can absolutely use this as your local LLM and use it with models like this. So keep in mind, this is a 32 gigabyte base model, so you can always upgrade the RAM, add your own 64 gigabyte RAM, and run bigger models. But in this case, I didn't, and this is what you're seeing. So another test I did was I ran the 32B model of the DeepSeek, okay, 32. Okay, so I did the 32 model, which is this one, a DeepSeek R1 32B, which is 19 gigabyte, right? So I did this model, and as you can see, eval rate is 9.2 tokens per second. It is, again, fast and definitely usable, but it is 9 tokens per second. So if you're okay with waiting a little bit, yes, you can run this. And as I said, I don't have a bigger RAM in this. If you add a 64 gigabyte RAM, you will be able to maybe even try the larger models like the 42 GB ones, but it doesn't run on this on the 32 gigabyte. I think that one required a lot more RAM than what is available. So yeah, I just wanted you to see the power consumption. Yeah, now it goes to 93 watts for a second, comes back to 75, and idles around 76, 75 as the test is running. As you can see, it's still smooth and definitely usable without any problems as your local LLM, which is one of the things that I was planning to do in my home lab. And One thing I want to test is the iPerf 3 to confirm. Yep, there we go. That's also 2.5 gigabit Ethernet speed. I noticed that when I was downloading some updates for the Steam games, it was capping the 2.5 gigabit Ethernet speed. So I believe we tested pretty much everything. One thing I want to show you guys is the BIOS, which I did not do. I am going to go to the BIOS and show you guys. It's the typical Minisforum BIOS. So if you have used any other Minisforum mini computers, you're familiar with the Minisforum BIOS. So it's, yeah, there you go, this one. So yeah, you can go to the setup and you will see everything in there. This is the settings, and in the advanced, you'll see the TPM is there. We already ran Windows 11 and that's default. I didn't change anything. Boost is on turbo. I didn't do it. It was like that. And C states turbo mode is enabled, active performance on all. Okay, so this was the state that I benchmarked everything. The only thing I changed here, and that's mainly because I wanted to run my own SSDs, was I disabled secure boot. That's all. Okay, so yeah, these are the CPU configuration stuff, onboard device settings. This is the display settings for the graphics card that's in there. And also, yes, I know I always get this question as a comment in my videos: is the resizing bar support is enabled? Is above 4G decoding is enabled? Yes, and it's there in the BIOS. Okay, and SRIOV there. So yeah, HDMI CEC is even there. So you can connect this to your TV, although that's going to be, I don't know, this is a little bit too powerful for that. Maybe you have some special use case, I don't know, but yeah, you can do that as well. So that's pretty much it. I think from what I have reviewed on this channel so far, this is the most power efficient and most powerful, at least in terms of like what I see in the benchmarks. Stress NG with not exceeding 85-90 watts and getting 900,000 in that Stress NG test, it's unprecedented. So I'm very impressed, and I was able to play a lot of games with relatively good frames per second, and it is, as I said, absolutely quiet. It doesn't make any noise whatsoever. Okay, so before we leave, I just suddenly remembered I didn't test the USB-C through an eGPU, and as you would expect, I just plugged it in and everything started working without installing or doing anything special. So let me show you very quickly. If you go to the options, remember video, now it's on AMD upscaling, and now we are in the quality, we are at the epic level. So everything is at the max. Okay, so that being said, now we can see when everything is crazy high, we are doing 42 frames per second, and you can notice that the quality and rendering and everything. Okay, so 42 frames per second, ultra settings with the external eGPU connected through the USB 4 port, and it is working without any problems. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys that. And as you can see, the HDMI cable is not connected to computer, this one anymore. It is connected, and there you go, AMD Radeon 7600M XT. So this is the external eGPU, and the HDMI cable is right over there. Okay, so what you're seeing on the screen is come from this, and the screen resolution is 4K, so probably I have to zoom in the post. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I tried to cover as much as I can. Everything worked out of box, very smooth, very seamless, very quiet. And by the way, when I was playing game, if you were hearing fan noises, it was from this. This is absolutely noiseless. It's so quiet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you have any questions. Definitely gets a big thumbs up from me. Minisforum always like that. Their products always very well supported as well, and tested, and I really like their product. I'm using multiple devices from them. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions down below, and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.